there are a couple of trends that we're really looking at for 2025. First and foremost, are we going to start to see an upgrade cycle? We were looking for that this year. It didn't really pan out. Apple and Dell look very well positioned to benefit from an upgrade cycle. Based on Visible Alpha consensus, we're seeing that analysts haven't really taken their numbers up for an upgrade cycle, but if we do start to see a catalyst there, that would be an interesting theme. Enterprises coming in and saying, okay, we need to upgrade our employees' laptops, our employees' iPhones, and we saw that in mass in COVID. And so, we haven't really seen that cycle kick in yet. So over the next, say, 6 to 18 months, that could potentially be a window where that kicks into gear and would be positive.
It's interesting looking at Apple specifically because the stock's up about 35% year to date. And if you think back to the first quarter of this year, that was one of its worst underperformances relative to the S&P 500 since the dot-com bubble bursting there. But since it made a bottom in the middle of April, it's just continued to take off and defied a lot of those expectations. Obviously, in early May, it announced that another historic buyback program that it still needs to execute a lot of that on. But when you're thinking about more the fundamentals versus the technicals, where do you think this is pointing in the direction when you have other stocks like NVIDIA and very different type of chip company, but when you're thinking about how to position into that next year?
Indeed, we're in an interesting point with Apple. They were a bit late to the game around the whole AI theme. They came out in June at WWDC and revealed their Apple Intelligence, and the market got very excited about that. It drove some upside in the stock, and then it sort of petered out. And I think we're coming into 2025 potentially with this upgrade cycle in mind, and the idea that AI may start to drive more of an enterprise adoption, and that enterprise adoption could potentially lead us into a broader adoption. And I think that's what the market is. That there's some market consensus around that theme. There's still a lot of debate, though.